We'll go ahead and deploy the httpbin demo application twice in the HTTP namespace. Why twice? Well, because we want one of the pods of httpbin to be in the mesh, and we are going to call it in the mesh, and one of the pods from httpbin to not be in the mesh. So we'll see this later on. We want to see the different behaviors when a pod in the mesh communicates with another pod in the mesh, and what happens with a pod not in the mesh trying to talk to a pod in the mesh, especially when we have to speak about zero trust later on. And that'll be really useful. Here we didn't label namespace. Instead, we're going to use this special label in the deployment template so that we can say we want to have this in-mesh deployment in the mesh. So we can create this namespace. We create the first two deployments, or we create the first deployment not in the mesh, and then we do the same for the other deployment that has this special label. So that's another way to inform you that if you want a pod to be in the mesh, there are a few methods. So one method is with labeling the namespace, just like we would do normally with Istio. And then the other way, you can actually go ahead and label the pod itself through the deployment manifest. Now, if you look at my pods, you'll see that one is in the mesh. You'll see 2/2, meaning that you have the Istio proxy injected, while the other one is not in the mesh, which is why you'll only see 1/1.